yes, we're about to get started. What a bunch of craziness.
They just explode.
I know.
The Burmese executives, so these Burmese, they say, pronounced Burmese.
Well, we're getting started. Here we go. Let's see. All right.
Voila.
I know.
You're gonna frack.
No.
Action replays in magnified portion.
Let me just jump in with you guys and go to me. Hi, there we go. And then how about I just bring in the chat right away? Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's a late night version of Hal Sparks Megaworldwide. And we are waiting on this business, just so you know. And it will begin shortly and end precipitously. I wouldn't rule out. Let's see, I'm going to turn the audio just in case it starts, because I'm using the White House feed because we want quality. Welcome, hi everybody on Substack. Hello, everybody on Insta. Thank you guys for joining me. It's going to be a good time, no doubt. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Option click over. Is that do it? Will that? Ooh, where'd that go? I didn't want to do that. Wake up my window again. Where did you go? Yeah, come back. Go back to here, and I go back to this and go. There we go. Windowed projector source. No, that's not what I want. Escape. I don't want that at all. I want full screen projectors. No, I want. What would allow me to do that? Windowed projector preview. Maybe that's what I want. I don't want that either. Get out of here, you weirdo. Oh, because it won't let me do it. All right. Screenshot. Never mind. All right, we'll figure it out. How will the market react? Hold on. I need to get my chat room up. That's the other thing that's not running as I wait for this ridiculousness. I need to get my chat up so I can read you guys, because it's going by so fast. Chat, there you go. And grab this thing in here and I can see you guys. Hi. It started. See, I know they're in there, but his feed has not started yet. Maybe, hold on. This is are they behind? Is the White House's feed like behind everybody else's? It wouldn't surprise me at all, I gotta say. Shave already. Get out of here. Simmer down. I've only got like another week, and then I have to shave it because we have a Nerd Halen show coming up. Simmer. Lutnick says tariffs may get reduced tomorrow. Insider trading. Yeah, I saw that on on Kudlow today. They were trying to get the deal done today. Oh, look at my little thing. They were trying to get the deal finished today, and they didn't get it done, and all that kind of stuff. So he's basically trying to calm the markets or pretend that like, oh, it's all gonna go away. Don't worry about it. Don't factor that into your stock prices or the cost of goods and services, because it's before it kicks in. They're treating. I would say this. They're treating the tariff stuff very much like they treat a government shutdown. You know, like, yeah, you're sure we're going to shut it down, but it won't really hurt for a while, so we can dick around with that for a bit. Let's see. I need to do this. Pull this guy off here. Put you guys up here so I can look at what you guys are doing. So yeah, what's the drinking game word? Like no one's ever seen before. Like no one's ever had before. I don't know. Do you think he's going to say that even though it's not a State of the Union, that the state of our union is stronger than it ever has been, that no one's ever seen before, right? Is that where we're going? So yeah, let me go back to the regular chat, and I want to see if has it started elsewhere. I mean, I know they're all dangling in there and shit like that. Let's nope, they're still hanging out waiting for him.
A year ago, excuse me, 2 years ago.
That's a Christian Broadcasting Network is these guys. Look at this. I don't want to be here. There's Melania making her like legally required prenup appearance on the and there's these two guys who have no idea what's happening. Keep you know where he's going to be. That's Vance's wife talking to she's been assigned to Karen for the evening, I guess. And the White House's thing has it at 10 after. Has it scheduled for, you know, that the thing was actually supposed to start. Then it says, oh, you can text him though. Text President Trump at 202-933-9934. That's from the White House. So I guess that can't be a campaign number, right? It's got to be an actual one, right? Let's see. Well, let's find out. I'll do it from here. Get out of here. What are you doing? Let's see. We'll go to here, and it's 202-933. I'll let you guys know what kind of blowback I get. 9934. And I'll go from there. You go. Let's just start easy. Trump sucks. Send that. See if I get a hey, would you like to tap to load preview? It's President Trump. I got a response immediately to Trump sucks. It says, it's President Trump. Welcome to the golden age of America. I'm launching this number to stay directly connected with you, the American people. I share important updates and ways you can get involved. America's back. Let's go to work. Click this link now and fill out the form so I can see your message and have your information. Add yourself to the community at community.com. No, it's selling a soft, no. Hold on. No. I'm just going to keep writing to it. It's got to do something, right? So is this running? Yeah, it's running here. Begin shortly. There they are. They're all dangling, waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the something other. No, let's see. This is CBN.
Kind of
see what they're saying.
That a lot of this that he's doing will, because if you're going to just do executive orders, it's not going to matter if there's a Democratic president. So you've got to codify it in the law, and the best way to do that is through the budget reconciliation process, which should be. Okay, so
Christian Broadcasting Network is all upset because he's not actually passing any bills, I suppose. We'll look at what the other channels are saying too in the process, and then once he wanders in, like any of us give a rat's ass. Let's see, that's ABC, Sunday Times. Oh, by the way, our old friend Carol Roth was on The Blaze earlier, and it was not a good conversation. because she is not a fan of the tariffs. They don't seem to have a real strategy, and she seems to know it. It was super fun. So let's see. That's the Associated Press. I'm trying to find like a Fox News channel version of it. If there is a, let's see. Let's just go. We'll go to live, and they'll all pop up, I guess. Yeah, he wants raw earth. Raw earth. Let's see. Times and Sunday Times is Fox 7. Live now from Fox. These are all local channels. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at so you guys can see. These are all the different places. Yeah, here we go. Fox Business, where you could smell the sweat. Yeah, they're not. Maybe we'll get lucky and he won't show. It is, what time is it? He was supposed to start. Yeah, he's 10 minutes late showing up, much less entering the room. Although I did say that on the White House's version of things, this one right here, it said the stream wouldn't begin until 10 after. So he's late for that as well. What do you think? Is he blazing a rail of Adderall? He'll show at 6:30. You think so? It's all gonna be like he's got Mark Burnett calling the shots. Hello, Nathan. How are you? We shall see what we shall see, I guess. I've been moving all day, so I'm a bit of a mess. I didn't get to take a shower this morning. Thank God this is not scratch and sniff tonight. I'm not that stanky, but I smell like I've been working. Just saying. I did change my shirt though, because I love you guys. But I've been in storage. I've been in the garage. Yeah. A lot of fun. Nope, there. Ladies and gentlemen, WWE.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Hold on, I have to close this other window, which has not come yet. We'll go here. Melania looked like she was hoping he wouldn't show. I will mute some of this when they're talking about this. Yeah, she's like, oh great, golf claps. He's always got Steve Scalise around him, and I think it's because they both got shot. I really do believe that. Yeah, he had extra orange. Oh, by the way, I apologize. Let's see. Do I even have the... Yeah, I should probably get over here and let's go to... I don't know why I haven't... put this in before and find it. I owe you guys a nut warning, and I didn't add it on this guy. I put it on the eCam, so forgive me this one time. It's to be expected, though, right? Hey, look at you, huh? Huh? You good at this, a big one, huh? You the bigger one, huh? I was gonna shake hands at that. That's is that Nancy Mace? Apparently, issues with her and the Epstein stuff. So he was not. He wanted to shake hands, but he was not particularly excited to see her. Man, the copium around that stuff, around the Epstein stuff, is extraordinary. Like they are making every excuse they can possibly come up with. Yeah, he's already over it. There's Marco Rubio debasing himself, which is apparently his gig right now. Now, I appreciate the vice president being here. Is President Musk actually making the address? Are they going to cut to Musk backstage like this with using the X-ray machine of Trump, and he's just going to be giving the speech like this? Yeah, so he's sucking up. You guys have your jobs because of me, huh? You guys gonna make me? You're gonna promise to fix that stuff, or the fix is in, right? Huh? You're old. I get to replace you, right? You're gonna step down. That's what that was about, by the way. He's gonna he thinks he's gonna add another person to the court. That's what that little exchange was about. Period. Yeah. And he's shaking hands with the generals, some of which he will fire, and he doesn't even know who they are, and he'll say they're not the TV generals or some shit like that. And oh, they're saying USA. Oh my God, take your fucking hat off, you weirdo. Oh my God, yeah, grow up. So lame. A weird snippet edit there or something. We'll cut. Fast forward this. Okay. Okay, we're up to date. Oh, and he already farted. Yeah. Whenever he moves his jacket, he farts, just so you know. Word on the street. Yeah, this is not a State of the Union. It's a joint session thing or whatever, because, I mean, my guess is he'll mostly brag about the border and say the golden age of America is back or some shit like that.
Thank you.
He's going to promise the Epstein files will all come out, and then he'll black out and keel over midway through. What do you think? That's Matt Walsh, by the way. That's the What is a Woman?
Thank you.
What is a Woman documentary dude, and he's standing next to
Thank you very much.
to
Johnson,
Ben Shapiro.
Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States,
And the third lady.
members of the United States Congress, thank you very much, and to my fellow citizens, America is back.
Where were we this whole time? Oh, right. Sorry. We were busy doing infrastructure. There's going to be a bunch of this stupid shit.
Six weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8.
So you're stepping down?
years, and we are just getting started.
This is, again, blather. This is so, like the right wing could just show fealty to him.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and
Largely due to the infrastructure bill that Biden passed.
And better than ever before.
Yes. On the big American Dream surge chart.
The country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. Never been anything like it.
Sorry. So if America hits a snag in the future, we're never going to have a 45 days of bullshit like this.
The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades.
He's going to keep the 78, 75.
We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
He should say the part where he won all the counties. We won more counties. We won like 5,000 counties. Never mind the fact that a bunch of the fucking counties have like 0 people in them. That's how you win a bunch of counties, is that you win all the red states that have counties that there's like 9 people in the whole county.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
We created unity like no one's ever seen before. The whole country's success is bringing everyone together.
And won counties in our country.
What'd I say? 1 counties. He's going to do the 5,000 counties thing.
2,700 to 525.
Trying to get Congress people removed.
On a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than in the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
Again, that the swing happened because Republicans hated Biden, but liked the economy, and then he came in and they thought it's magic. So they jumped on board, even though the material world around them didn't change. So that number hops. It's just stupid. Holman, by the way, has lost a lot of weight. I don't know if you've noticed this. He is not getting a lot of sleep. Gingrich,
Likewise,
Jesus.
Small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to...
So much unity, I could barely hear myself over the unity.
...direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Maybe call the Capitol Police, you know. Oh, what are you gonna do? What are they gonna do? Wrestle Al Green out of a fucking
Mr.
house?
Green,
Look at
take
this
your
dude.
seat. Take your seat,
Look
sir.
at this.
Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant at Arms to restore order.
Yeah.
Remove
Make the guy leave and embarrass yourself.
gentleman from the chamber.
Yeah, take your time, Al. I love how he's like, get out of here. I show you, or whatever. The guy's leaving on his own. Whatever.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House.
I agree.
Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400
Executive orders. Yeah.
executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land.
I didn't realize that. He signed an executive order to restore wealth. Congratulations to everybody for being rich all of a sudden, because he signed an executive order that made you wealthy.
The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
I think technically the job is engaging Congress and having laws passed so that the changes you make are meaningful and lasting and stuff, instead of taking credit for shit that happened under the Biden administration.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation.
Also, no, it isn't. Simmer the fuck down. You signed a bunch of executive orders. It's like the volume of executive orders is how you measure success. Any president can do it. They just show some fucking class and don't just do a bulldoze through everybody's rights. But yeah, whatever. Okay.
By many.
By many, mainly this guy and that guy and the people over there.
And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it.
Because he was the first one to write any executive orders. So they were creating the government from scratch, dummy.
Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country.
Just so you know, that what he's trying to tell you is, let me translate, the wall doesn't work. If you thought the wall was going to solve this, no. You got to have the wall and more troops than you've ever had. Then the wall works great as long as there's somebody posted every 18 feet.
And what a job they've done. As a result,
yes, they've gotten down to the numbers Obama had.
Illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
So you're not recording the vast majority of them, so you're artificially lowering your numbers. I'm sure that's the only area where we'll see that. Well, Melania didn't think that was worth standing for. I mean, she is an immigrant, so.
They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history.
Fuck
there
you,
were
dude.
hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month. And virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that?
It's like, it's just a rally speech now.
This is my fifth such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile.
That's not true. You could resign. You could admit that you were friends with Jeffrey Epstein for a quarter decade and shame yourself and admit to that you're a fraudster and that Trump steaks are shit.
Or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a
Oh, boo-hoo.
cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations.
You mean like COVID?
Pronounce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not
Well, yeah, you aren't going to do that, stupid, though.
cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here.
And I can't do it, and they don't like me. Boo-hoo. Look at his face. I don't even like the Republicans. They're the ones who give me power or whatever. I want the Democrats to like me, but I don't know why they won't.
It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Boo-hoo.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America?
Yes, like my attacks on immigrants, trans people, the poor, Medicaid, Social Security, letting a fucking billionaire rifle through your credit. Why won't you clap for that one night?
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Welcome to episode 17 of What Is This Asshole Smiling About?
Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
Yes, we are sick of giving food sustenance to starving people in refugee camps, especially the ones that may or may not have been caused by U.S. military action under the Bush administration. By the way, Christians, apparently. Because the Christians, 100% on the not the bad parts of foreign aid that we disagree with or that might have been misused, just all of it. Fuck them.
I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars.
It literally was not costing us anything. There's an entire I've read the entire thing on my show. If you look at the tail end of it, if it affects your economy negatively, you don't have to do anything in it. It's a non-binding accord.
That other countries were not paying.
That's because they're not in it.
I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization.
Because they were denying America its right to have measles.
And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Mainly because you don't give a shit about human rights, so, yeah.
We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable.
I'm sorry, America is unaffordable and less safe because clean water, clean air? Okay.
And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction.
Please cut to Elon Musk applauding. Why are you not cutting to Elon Musk applauding the end of the electric vehicle mandate?
To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first term.
Oh, you mean the one where you eliminated regulations and then we ended up with a pandemic and riots in the same year? And you never got rid of, like, I don't know, lead in the water, that kind of stuff, lead pipes in the country like Obama or like Biden did? Yeah. The tail end of this year is going to be a lot of fucking cleanup, I'm just telling you.
And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
So let me get this straight. Any of the people that don't show up for a vote in the House, for example, on the Republican side, are automatically fired? We're going that way. I'm for it. I mean, Marge has missed some votes, so should she even be allowed in the building? Also, why are you wearing a hat indoors? It's disrespectful. Just saying. Maybe she's signaling.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
Well, I guess you're not going to be able to do it to your enemies, so I guess Republicans are applauding the fact that you won't be able to do it either. This is, by the way, this is going to be him bitching, and it's bitching and bragging, I think, is the theme of the evening. There you go. All right.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
Yes, all those people who were put in jail by the government or had their accounts removed on social media by the government. That never happened.
And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
Well, it's about time. I mean, and no better person than he
Action replays in magnified fortune.
to make English the most important language,
Values.
the official obviously language of the country.
So we're going to get it going to a level that nobody can ever turn course on us, nobody can ever change. When they gaze upon Yosemite,
Right. Anyways, English. Yeah.
I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
Also, by the way, I would like to say for the record, how has this lowered prices for people or created jobs? And I suppose, like, it was a data entry job that had a little extra, work that day to go, tick, 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 tick. And that's that. How does this help? Again, busy yourself all the fuck you want, but like declaring war on Greenland and calling it the Gulf of America isn't going to lower the price of eggs.
And likewise, I renamed, for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
Fabulous. Thank you. And if you'll notice, that's what brought the price of bacon down.
Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska.
We do. We love Alaska. I've never been, but it's fantastic.
We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military.
I don't know how you do it to the private sector. Obviously, you haven't to Costco. I'm just saying, go Costco. Why'd you cut to her? Why you cut to her, Fox Business? Why you cut to her when you say DEI, when he makes the DEI reference, but you don't cut to Musk when he talks about electric cars? I'm starting to think Fox doesn't know anything about business. I'm starting to.
And our country will be woke no longer.
Which, I don't know if you know this, but woke has been terrible for the price of, I don't know, cheese.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender.
Yeah, unlike the presidency, where all those skills are just useless. You don't even worry about it. Peter Principle works just fine for the presidency.
Very important. You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of
Points them for being stone-faced.
critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Those are sexes. Man and woman are genders. Boy and girl are genders. Male and female are sexes. I mean, he's stupid, but yeah. Of which, by the way, Trump is both, I guess, because he's got a penis he hasn't seen in years, and he's got a nut for a neck. So he might be a truly, I mean, I was about to say truly trans, but ultimately I think he's more like an earthworm with both sets. It's got to be, I got to say, I've done a lot of live shows in my life. It would be really fucked up to do a show where one side of the room is completely silent. Now, I know Obama had to deal with this, but occasionally there would be some crossover where they would just, you could say something that unites everyone and people think you're being honest about it so everybody can stand on that thing. The problem with Trump is that nobody on the Democratic side has any reason to believe he's not bullshitting, even if he says something you might agree with. It might just be bait to get you to stand so they can use photos of a standing ovation for him and act like it was like that the whole time, or he can take credit for unity or some shit on an issue.
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Which, again, the cost of eggs just plummeting because of this. Your 401k is kicking ass now because men in women's sports. Oh, that's the what is a woman dude, Matt Walsh. That's why they're showing him. It's funny. They went to, again, they're not showing Musk. Weird, Fox Business. Why is that?
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzed.
And which made her a prime Trump voter.
Her right side. and ending her
And that's just sad. Like, for fuck's sake.
athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
Yeah, Elon, independent. Elon is there. He's in. They're not cutting to him on any of these points. For I don't know why. Why she's sitting with Vance's wife is very weird, but whatever. Also, how is this affecting the economics of the country at all? Like, again, all culture war stuff, all rah-rah, all like, these are going to be promises made, promises kept. Anything to cover the fact that they're not releasing the Epstein documents is basically, this whole thing is charade to draw attention away from the fact that they're getting stiffed on the Epstein documents because he's all over them. And if you don't believe me, I'll show you videos. Like I've shown you guys a couple of them already, but good Lord.
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
I don't know who she is. She might be Walsh's wife. Maybe wouldn't it be really ironic if she turned out to be a trans woman and Matt Walsh brought her and he was like in for a surprise later? I'm just saying that would be hilarious.
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world.
It is. Sorry, the whole world is. I got news for you. The Arab world, for example, and China, way ahead of you on being anti-trans, anti-gay, and anti-woman. I'm just saying, it's almost like you're catching up to them. But and Russia as well.
Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen.
By the way, translation, whenever he says common sense, he means common misconceptions, because like a lot of people have very stupid beliefs that seem self-evident, but whatever.
Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families.
And I think nothing will do that like getting men out of the women's area of the grocery store. Men, you're driving the price of groceries up. Women know how to buy eggs.
No, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare.
No, you didn't. It was actually going down, and then you came in, and your tariff threats have actually driven it back up.
Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm
they're not sure. They're sure. They do keep track of it. I mean, it is a real number.
Fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
Okay. By the way, I like the signs. I think they should be brighter. I appreciate that he can't read them from there. I think they should just be like the evil eye, Just, those kind of things, just like the Eye of Sauron. Just hold it up and make it stare at him. Or have two of them that just eyeballs like that. And then if you turn them this way, they're they suddenly look like they're side-eyeing. That would be it. Yeah.
Joe Biden especially let the price of
Be lenticulars is what the word I was looking for. They should be lenticulars. So they just go like this and the eyes go.
eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control.
Yeah. They were coming down and now they're up again, dummy.
We're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good
Yeah, people are walking out. Yeah, do a good job because I'm going to blame you, dummy.
job.
He's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Eggs are my fucking fault now? What the hell are you talking about? And again, yeah, you need, let's see. Yeah. How many though?
5 eggs.
Probably. I
5
mean,
eggs in a month.
I know.
Eat
This-
2 eggs a day. 5
I tried.
eggs.
I had 5 eggs for dinner.
5 eggs.
It's true.
I like wood.
I'm not going to eat wood, Tucker.
Deeper and longer.
Well, you do with it what you want.
Wow.
I agree.
A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous
Which, by the way, there's going to be an oil glut, and Chinese population is lower than they said. I've talked about this for a while. He's counting on it. It's just not happening fast enough, and it won't affect the price of eggs or a bunch of other things. Anything affected by his tariff, the prices of those things aren't going to go down because it ain't about how fast they can get to you or how cheaply, because he's not letting them in, right? You can't. The tariffs, a 25% tariff on avocados from Mexico is not going to be balanced out by cheap fuel costs transporting the fucking avocados into the country.
administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now.
Red states, welcome back to the age of asthma.
And frankly, we have never seen anything like it.
Do you think he's going to say that phrase a lot? Don't drink every time he says seen anything like it, because you'll die of alcohol poisoning.
That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency.
Even though we're producing more oil and gas than we ever have in the history of the country.
As you've heard
And the price of it's already going down because of that.
me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
Yes, oil companies. You know that product that's lowering in value all the time because you're producing more than is actually needed and you're going to hit a oil glut? Yeah, take what little revenues you'll get from that and start drilling for more of it to lower the price even more. That'll work. You do that. I'm sure Exxon and all those guys can't wait to drive the price of a barrel of oil to $20 a barrel again.
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never
No, they're not investing trillions of dollars. Look at him like, don't stare at him. People will know it's bullshit. No, hold on. Trillions of dollars. The fuck out of here. Hold on.
What?
Yeah, trillions. Sorry, the Japanese are not investing trillions of dollars in an Alaskan pipeline, dummy. At all.
be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all
Look at them looking around. Trillions. Did he say trillions? I wasn't really listening. I don't know. Trillions. I think it's a misspoke. He meant bazillions.
to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will
The permitting is gotten. Wait.
be spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten.
Yes, the permitting. The permitting is gotten. Thank God English is the official language of the United States of America.
Later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA.
Rare earths? You mean rare earth minerals or just rare earths? You know, as far as I know, there's only one Earth, and it is, in terms of the size and scope of the universe, quite small. The Earth itself is quite rare. If you don't believe me, you should ask someone who lives there, because obviously you live on a different fucking planet. I'm still on the permits are gotten.
To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
This would be the Elon Musk part. This is where they'll cut to them. They won't cut to Elon while he's talking about electric cars and Paris Accord, because that's what seeded Elon Musk's wealth entirely. Right.
And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps.
Yeah, it's not a department at all.
Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
Actually, it isn't. Didn't you just assign some woman to run it because he can't officially? Look at them all applauding him. Look, the real president gets a round of applause from his vice president, and I guess the CFO, the fuck off, which would be Vance's role, I guess. What Elizabeth Warren is tweeting right now. Fuck this dude. Please only be posting on Blue Sky. Please just get the fuck off of X, everyone.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified.
Oh, is it going to be transgender comic books and UNRWA? What do you think they'll go?
$22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
By the way, that's just dealing with refugees and dealing with all the, and all of it for a decade and a half. We don't pump out $22 billion a year giving cars to illegal aliens.
Scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
By the way, these are all things that that Ron Paul has found, not Doge. This is stuff that's been like every fucking years. They are like, we waste American taxpayer dollars on all this shit. And Rand Paul does this fucking report every year on this shit and wastes everyone's time. And they're like, yeah, it's a $7 trillion budget, dude. There's going to be shit you don't like. And there's also going to be scientific studies every so often that you think are frivolous or worthless that are actually dealing with something where they're like, we got to finally actually answer this. Is this a real thing? Is this biochemical or is it psychological? Well, one of the ways you do that is you test it on animals.
This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for mail.
Also, a left-wing thing in Moldova? You mean anti-Russian?
Circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program.
Right. Translation, performance, production. It's actually getting off fairly cheap. And they're just recreating episodes for, I think it was in Iraq, actually. And that was started under the Bush administration.
$1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her?
Why is this a bad thing? Just because you don't like her? If she's involved, it must be bad. Okay.
A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million.
I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with the lavish fish. It must be very fancy.
For voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
That kept a fancy hotel open post-COVID when it would have gone under, by the way. That's a government subsidy. That, by the way, to the wealthy, hotel owner, not the actual people who are staying there. Yeah, I don't know what the lavish fish thing is.
He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation.
Vegan? You sure you don't mean Vogon? Vulcan. Probably meant Vulcan.
Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million.
You mean Uganda? Just say Uganda. It starts with an sure.
For improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning.
Where we have a base.
Outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. You know what?
Which part of Asia are we talking about? I know you think China is Asia because Asians, but whatever.
Doing. Should use it ourselves. And $101
on Louisiana.
million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education, the most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them.
Why? If there's far worse, I mean, this is a serious thing, right? So far, I mean, I'm doing the math in my head. You're talking about what, a maximum of what, $50 million? Because I think the 20 billion, he's just talking for the overall program. So I'm not going to give him credit for that. So, but like actual costs in a $7 trillion budget per year.
It's so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
No, you haven't. Not at all. You haven't at all. Even on the website, it says $65 billion, and it was bullshit then. They overcounted by billions and billions, and they're counting contracts that were closed last year, ones that automatically sunset, ones that, savings from programs started under Obama. It's garbage. Simple.
And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things.
No, you haven't. What are you talking about? First of all, what is like even the maximum number that I've seen them kind of float like 107 billion when they were over counting it doesn't go anywhere near with a whatever $37 trillion national debt. Simmer the fuck down.
Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is
Gibberish.
just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to.
Yeah, but not government fraud, just fraud in general, I guess. I mean, do we get to slice off what like $500 million you owe?
Also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program.
Probable fraud.
For our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members.
Not.
From people aged 100 to 109 years old.
Gibberish.
It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to
Wait, oh, like this is all a lie. This is just like lazy.
139. 3.5 million.
At least the Democrats are yelling those are lies. This is a lie, which is true.
People
Yeah, he's lying.
from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them.
No, they aren't. It's like 90,000 people over the age of 100 in the country, and 85,000 of them are getting paid.
And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people.
Yeah, Pam, if you don't find that shit, people are going to know I was lying. So it's on you. Meanwhile, where are those Epstein files? You know what? When somebody bothers you about the Epstein files, just tell them you're busy chasing down 150-year-olds who are getting Social Security checks and kicking in their doors.
It just keeps getting paid, and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3
No, it doesn't. Even if all of them were getting paid at maximum benefits all the time, it would be a drop in the bucket.
million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
I would like to say for the record that, and I've mentioned this before, but RFK Jr. looks like somebody from Puppetry of the Penis squashed their balls together and said, if you squint, it looks like Bobby. Just for the record.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229, one person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going, and it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage.
No, you won't. First of all, you're not going to find those people. They don't exist. It's a factor of the software and the fact that some people's they don't have official death certificates because they died in other countries or they haven't settled it yet, or it was done during a time when it was a paper record and the paper record, like all this kind of shit. And again, if you took all those people and they were all getting maximum benefits at all times, it wouldn't be a drop in the fucking bucket compared to what goes out in Social Security every fucking year. And you're not going to find any of them. They're not. I'm calling it right now. In 6 months, in 10 months, Pam Bondi is not going to be standing in front of everyone going, we found like 10,000 people who were getting checks that they shouldn't have gotten, who were listed on Social Security as over the age of 110. Period. Not happening. They're not going to do 10,000 people. They're not going to find 2 people. They're not going to find 9 people. She is not going to actually announce any of this shit. I'm calling it officially. You heard it here, folks. It's all, I mean, you know it's bullshit, but I'm just going to put my flag in it right here. Pam Bondi is not going to announce any of this shit.
Rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
Yeah, it will find all these fake people over the ages of 130 who are still getting checks, and that will lower the cost of bacon. Honest to God, what the fuck are you standing for? At that, other than it just sounds like an applause line, and they just kind of automatically. He has not mentioned the tariffs yet. Thanks, thank you so much, Independent.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time.
Hold on. They did? Lowest since mid-December. All the way back to before Trump was president. Whatever. Mortgage rates dropped to lowest since mid-December. You know, when they were just, I mean, who couldn't wait to buy a house then? From average contract interest for 30-year fixed rate mortgage, those are 800 decreased to 688 from 693. Fucking fantastic. Applications to refinance a home loan, which had been surging through much of January until Trump took office, I guess, fell 4% for the week. In a week. Shit. Applications for a mortgage to purchase a home were flat for the week and 3% higher than the same week 1 year ago. Mortgage interest, and again, you know, like how many of those actually are there? Here we go.
And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years.
See your penis?
Balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
No, you're not. That's Lutnick. Howard Lugnuts is, and this is the lady who I think the agricultural sec, the one who's saying everybody needs to get a chicken and that'll bring down the price of eggs if everybody just has one in their backyard. Yeah, it's totally going to happen. Yeah, absolutely. No question. Folks, just count it. He's gonna balance the budget. It's gonna be this guy can't wait to pass a balanced budget with no deficit. Mike Johnson is the fucking man. It's gonna happen. They're just drafting it up in a couple of weeks. Yeah, like 2 weeks time, they're gonna put it out. It's gonna be a big, beautiful, balanced budget bill with a bunch of B's on it. Yeah.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon.
He's gonna balance the budget by selling citizenship to oligarchs.
For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated.
What's more sophisticated about fucking like transactional sales with like rich foreign interest? And again, are they gonna? Will they get to have dual citizenship? How fucked up would that be? Like every Saudi's now gonna have a fucking dual U.S. citizenship?
And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people.
Sorry, once they're a citizen, why would they have to do that? And also, how long do they have? How long does the gold card last? They pay $5 million, they get it. How long is it? If they're not, if let's say Democrats take over or something like that, and it ends, do they still get a chance, a pathway to citizenship that they can buy their way into? And what if they don't create any jobs during that time? They just kind of live here. And what if they set up an LLC, for example, in a state where they don't pay any income tax, and then they just, I don't know, list everything as tips?
Of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for.
Okay, so there was I forget who said it first, but it's been a long-running Republican thing where every diploma at a high-end university in the United States should come with a green card, attached, stapled to it for any foreigner who's taking classes here so they can stay here. This is not new by any stretch, but a lot of Republicans fucking hate it, just for the record.
A company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our
We'll allow in the rich criminals, child traffickers, and predators.
Country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country. We will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people.
Predators. Yeah, like Jeffrey Epstein. He was rich.
They're going to pay a lot of money.
Andrew Tate. Right, there you go.
And we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
I can't wait to see the numbers. I look forward to them posting it. Look how much money we've made with our $5 million gold card this year. Boy, it's going to chip away at that $2 trillion deficit for the $7 trillion budget for the U.S. federal government. I'm sure there'll be that many people, and it'll be so consistent world over. And we'll have 500 million people in the United States, and 100 million of them will pay $5 million each, and poof, there goes our national debt. That's the idea. Also, I don't know if it applies to their family. So is each family member, if they come, it's $5 million for them, and they can bring, a family member on a coupon, or they come in and they can, do you have to pay $5 million per family member? So this is just Trump's coyote program.
Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential.
I got to tell you, I've never felt like the bureaucracy has ever held back our potential. I don't think that's up to them. I don't know what kind of a fucking wuss you have to be for the government to hold back your potential, unless you're a serial killer and you feel like you really could have killed more people if they hadn't just put you in jail, I guess. In those darn regulations.
Every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt.
Right, which we didn't have back when people were dying of gangrene crossing the fucking Mississippi River. Right, back in the time of the Old West, back, all this fucking regulations and these papers you have to fill out at a modern hospital. When in the old West, they used to just fucking saw your leg off and hope for the best. And if Jesus thought you should live, the gangrene wouldn't set in till you left town.
Should take 10 days to get, instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim
But enough about JD.
power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
Yeah, that's what's happening. These people are clapping like harbor seals, and the other half are telling you to go fuck yourself. And it was 75, 78. Nobody has a mandate, even if you want to. Hold on one second. Well, we'll click on this. They can clap all they want.
And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp.
Sorry, what? Hold on.
Bureaucrat who resists this change will be. And
Any
federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
Elon Musk is an unelected bureaucrat. And he's your boss.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that.
I feel like this is the.
But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax cuts.
This would be my graphic for every time they show RFK Jr.
Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
By the way, if you feel like super chatting me right now, I'm officially declaring that those are tips. I work for tips on this show. And I don't get a salary from anybody. It's always optional. There's not a transaction fee. So fuck this dude. Just saying. I think pretty much everything I do on here should qualify as tips. Yes? So thanks to everybody, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, there we go. He just said good luck to Mike Johnson, like getting that passed, essentially.
And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
Real quick, how the fuck does that help the car companies? Isn't that just for banks? Now can't banks just jack up the fucking interest rate? What's the standard? Does it even have to be competitive? Like banks or auto financing, they could just raise that level and like, hey, don't worry about it. You're not going to pay it anyways. And also, if they're tax deductible, you have to make enough to deduct the tax, which means poor people will still pay the tax on their vehicle because they don't make enough to get a tax deduction on all of it. Right? Oh, thank you, Julie. Thanks, JD. Was that too on the nose? Everybody, yeah. Well, let's play just the tip, everybody. Thank you, Solo. Angel Mom. Thanks, Otis. Seriously, like, poor people won't be able to take advantage of this, and rich people will they'll just, instead of paying cash for a vehicle, they'll just put it on a loan, and then it'll be effectively interest-free. It'll be cheaper anyways. They'll just roll it over. What the fuck?
We're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being
No, they're not.
made. Never seen.
Thanks,
That's a
White Box.
combination
Charlie.
of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That,
No.
along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the
Yes, well, if you drive a Cybertruck, especially
majors today, all
in the immortal words of Egon from Ghostbusters.
three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
What are they? I'm sorry, are they looking in the direction of Indiana? One of the largest? Where are the other large ones? Oh, also in Indiana. Also there's one in California. There's like Honda's fucking headquarters in the United States are in like Huntington Beach.
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
No, not at all.
In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country.
Just fucking gibberish. No, it isn't.
First term. We had a great first term.
Yeah, except all the death and the fucking riots.
If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them.
Also, by the way, India barely has a car industry, even in spite of their enormous population. It would be dwarfed if they just bought American ones. They would never get their own off the ground ever. That's why a lot of these countries do this.
And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that.
They also, by the way, India also charges Germany and France exorbitant tariffs.
4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea. But that's what happens.
Whoops.
This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd,
Boo
I
fuckity
wanted
who.
to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day was cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them.
By the way, Democrats, I would just say for the record, sit back and watch him crash the economy, because that's what he's going to do. Don't overreact. Because you're not going to be able to stop him anyways, because you don't have any control. So don't make a huge noise about it. Just put your flag in the ground and go, it's going to happen. Because when it does, you got to be there to go, told you so. But you also have to be there with a remedy, which is fuck this guy, put us, in charge of the House, and we'll even this out.
If they do non-monetary tariffs
Non-monetary tariffs.
to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market.
Because of the lower ecological standards of our vehicles, you mean, compared to theirs, or because they're unsafe or cheaply made compared to other places, or the standard of Japanese goods in a lot of cases is higher, so they've set that as the standard, and you're trying to lower the standard here, so they're like, why the fuck would I bring in a stove that's going to blow up when I can buy the safer one from Japan or something? You mean like that?
We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before.
And you never will see, because they won't exist.
I did it with China and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have
They actually raised them, oddly enough. They did more than you did.
been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth,
Who
and we
fucking who?
will not let that happen any longer.
Again, this is just a fucking, like a rally speech. It's the same shit he says every day, except that everybody's like, like the Democrats, like, what a
Much
waste
has
of
been
time.
said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them, but even more.
Yeah, apparently some asshole made USMCA as a deal between them, and it absolutely sucks. Did anybody notice that? I don't know who put this deal together, but apparently Trump's biggest complaint is whoever created the USMCA deal was a fucking moron, terrible at his job, and created these, this lopsided trade situation with Mexico and Canada. Apparently USMCA was worse than NAFTA.
Importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's
I'm sorry, so you don't give a shit if somebody's old and ugly and they die of fentanyl?
ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada
No, we don't.
and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars.
No, we don't. We buy more from them than they do from us because our economy is enormous and theirs is small. They couldn't possibly buy equal amounts of goods from us that we buy from them. Their market is too fucking small. Let me put it in terms everybody can understand. Every state in this country has a deficit with the other states. Every state is subsidized by the other 49.
And the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer.
They're not standing up for that one. I think they're just getting tired of getting up. If you could just clap. Yeah.
Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won.
Bullshit. They're largely doing it because of the rules and the benefits made under the Infrastructure Act and the Rescue Plan and the Chips and Science Act.
Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be
Bullshit.
building their plants here instead of in China.
Yeah, everybody's getting out of China, dummy. Everybody. We're having to reshore. That's just the nature of things. Guess what? Guess what that's going to do to the price of goods made in all those places? Even if they automate the fucking thing, it's going to go up.
And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world,
Not really.
has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a
In manufacturing.
$165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
Yes, Chips and Science Act. The seed money was provided by the Biden administration. Again, this is him cutting the ribbon on Biden projects.
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it.
What? It's their loan guarantees for one, and that's exactly why this deal exists.
All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies
Bullshit.
are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people, and they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt.
These are loan guarantees. They're investments. They're tax breaks. Look at the look on his fucking face. He has no idea. Yeah, use the money that doesn't exist to left over. It's the rules and regulations to push back on China is the primary aspect of it, and why a bunch of Republicans voted for it.
Any other reason you want to?
Yeah, vote to repeal it. Bring that to the floor. After, right, you know what? Do it before you bring your budget to the floor.
Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer.
What's his name again?
Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because
What? Sorry, you'll sell to Americans because nobody will be able to compete with you for what? The stuff we don't grow here?
those goods that come in from other countries and companies, they're really, really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're
Yeah, you know what? Just riff.
uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in.
What? What do you mean they're uninspected? I'm sorry. You know what? With RFK Jr. in charge, maybe he's right.
They pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will.
Yeah, those dirty avocados they pour into our country, and those dirty coconuts, and killing the American coconut market.
Foreign agriculture.
Coffee, all that stupid coffee from other Americas, like the South one, but not the good South, the South American one where the coffee comes from.
Product coming into America.
We want good Seattle coffee, the coffee that comes from Seattle, that's grown up there in the forests of Seattle.
And our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period.
Uh-huh. Is that what it is? A little bit of an adjustment period?
We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did.
And they didn't.
They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of.
Sorry. So let me get this straight. During your last trade deal, farmers had to be bailed out by the government to like the tune of like $50 billion, $48 billion, or whatever it was, 24 direct payments and a bunch of like loans and other shit. And then all during Biden, they're fine. And then you come back in and they're going to have a period of adjustment again. By the way, he did that shit, his deal with China in the same year as COVID, and at the very end of his presidency. And so he could kind of almost float on the idea that if it had continued forward, it was going to be great. And you could, because Biden took over, he could just blame it on somebody else. He's doing this at the beginning of his presidency, and it's not going to help. It's not going to be beneficial to the fucking farmers, especially, by the way, as he brooms out all the under the table workers that he has. So, sorry.
I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen.
Who? What? Hold on. Simmer.
Have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen.
All going to happen? I love you too? What a weirdo.
And I have also imposed a 25% tax.
That's, by the way, that's how you do it. Be asleep. Just literally.
And I have also.
That's it. That's what everybody should be doing. All the Democrats should just be like. Like with a little like "wake me when it's over."
Impose a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long.
Yes, if we don't have the steel and aluminum and wood, because that's what America is made of. We have plenty of concrete, but you got the mob has control of that. So
here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama. Jeff Denard has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff.
okay, how long before we find out this dude has corpses in his crawl space?
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
You do realize people get paid for fostering children, right? You get subsidies for fostering children, especially at the volume that they're doing it. I'm just saying, you don't do it. Not just saying.
Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country.
That's what tariffs do. They protect our soul.
Are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance.
A little disturbance. You ever put a flag in that? A little disturbance. This is hashtag a little disturbance. That's what we'll do whenever a little disturbance shows up, like more measles deaths. It's a little disturbance. Like having to bail out the fucking farmers again. It's a little disturbance.
But we're okay with that. It won't
Are we? Oh yeah, right. Because you won't ever feel it.
be much. No, you're not. Oh.
What? Hold on. What they say? Hold on. Gotta jump back to this guy.
And rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize.
Also, what the fuck do you mean the lowest we've ever been, you weirdo? Again, you left during COVID. He got everybody vaccinated, started the country up again. We have the fastest and the most, the quickest recovery, the biggest recovery of any country on earth. like low unemployment. I mean, at one point, you guys, Fox Business was worried about how too many people have jobs. We're near a position where it's proof that people have more than 2 jobs, and that's eating into the bottom line of companies because they're going to have to compete for workers.
Another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
Wait, how does she work with foster kids? Hold on. Wait, what? Run that by me again?
Foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
She's like, wait, what the fuck do I do with foster kids? Was that part of Be Best? I didn't really pay attention. What?
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by 2 impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who
by the way, doing what? What the fuck are you talking about?
benefited from the first.
What it just, you know what it is? It's going to be, what is it that she does? Oh, her book has really motivated them to show up or something.
Ladies Fostering the Future initiative, and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John.
But the Senate just passed it. Did the House pass it? Did you see? Have you signed the Take It Down Act into law? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Take It Down Act. 2023. Introduced in 2024. Committee meetings 7/13/24. Held at the desk on the latest action. That was Senate Bill 2469. What's the Take It Down Act? A bill designed to protect people from being victims to non-consensual sharing of sexually explicit images and deepfake pornography. Let's see. Introduced the bill. Several First Lady Melania Trump hosted a roundtable Monday to bring attention to the Take It Down Act. In 2024, Take It Down Act. I don't know if they maybe they passed that out of committee. Is that what he means?
Thank you all very much. Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing.
It's terrible. Unless you're on the floor and it's shown to you by Matt Gaetz, in which case, true patriot.
Passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law.
Thune's like, we didn't, that's not passed yet. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, your wife did a round table, but no.
Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online.
Jesus Christ.
That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's
pony soldier.
insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country.
They are?
We're going to be appointing very pro-crime judges.
I see.
but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
Cut to Tom Homan, who has apparently got arrest and deportation numbers that are smaller than Obama's at any point in his presidency. They've got to, yeah. Nope.
And I want to thank Tom Homan.
There they go.
And Christy, I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of.
Well, they have to work very hard since the wall is shit. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, USMCA sucks. Obviously didn't do anything about our trade deficits with Canada and Mexico. And of course, the wall doesn't do shit. So we got to have now we got to just, make a wall of human beings down there. They're basically, they've turned the border into Red Rover.
Our law enforcement. Have to. Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border.
Is Venezuelan. The last thing Donald Trump did in 2020 when he left office, in 2021 actually, was to put a delayed enforcement on all Venezuelan migrants in the country so that they would just, and they could, it wasn't even like where they had to go through adjudication and it just flatly, if they're from Venezuela, leave them alone for the next 18 months.
And then set loose into the United
And at the end of that 18 months, they were put at the end of the line behind everybody else. So even if you were going to process them, there were a bunch of people ahead of them, and we didn't have nearly enough, immigration judges and the like. And the Republicans made sure of that.
States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
I mean, again, I guess never let a tragedy go to waste. Is that what he's doing?
Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why.
By passing the Democratic bill that was already agreed on by all sides, just by renaming it after Laken Riley.
The very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
Also, defined threaten public safety. Sounds kind of vague, but not vague enough to get rid of people who accelerate. Well, again, what is domestic violence a public safety thing? Like if they just attack the person that they live with, do you give a shit? See what I mean? It only matters if the crime is random.
It's called the Laken Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
Yeah, we had to use your daughter's death to convince Republicans to sign onto a bill they would have already voted for in any other circumstance. Democrats were already ready to sign it. They didn't have to exploit an individual to do it.
Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you.
Does that mean you've the fewest number of crossers, or you're just not recording the numbers anymore? Kind of a crucial detail, wouldn't you think? By the way, the primary thing he ran on and they like. Almost, it eclipses everything else. As issues, they'll talk about the economy and the price of eggs, and they'll talk about trans and blah, blah, blah. This is the thing that drove the most people to the polls to vote for him on the Republican side and in the world of independence. And a big portion of that are immigrants to this country who are pulling the ladder up after themselves. There are a good portion. There was a guy who was just arrested in California, like 4 guys. One was already in jail because he was driving a truckload of migrants and crashed it, and everybody in it died. And, you know, all the migrants that were in the back of the vehicle all died, including 3 children. And so that guy is already in jail. But the 3 other people who were working with him, they were charging Guatemalan immigrants 18 grand a piece to come in. Now think what you would have to have 18 grand if you're from Guatemala. Who is that? Is that who used to come from Guatemala? Is that the average economic availability as far as your average Guatemalan years ago? No, it's a whole new class of people. And those people, once they're in, don't want anybody else to get in.
The media and our friends in the...
Sorry. If you're NF, like your shirt says, Hal, what's the token hook to the joke? Add on, this is an NFT. I sell NFTs. It's an NFT. Get it? Let's try to do that. This is fun. Okay. Play, stupid. Go.
Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Actually, no, because you're asking for $380 billion, $340 billion for the border. They're going to, as part of their budget, that was the bill, that you need that money to go actually seal the border. All he did was just declare an emergency, which is temporary, send people down there, and now Mike Johnson has to pass a bill that funds it. So yes, you do. I'm telling you, the money that they're adding to the budget for the border is proof that the Democrats were talking about exactly this.
Thank you. Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora.
Yeah, they were airdropping, parachuting Guatemalan children into elementary schools all over the country
Colorado and
from
Springfield,
space.
Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before.
Yes, this is a buckling, like the mass buckling of the Great Buckling of 1847.
Beautiful towns
We haven't seen buckling like that since the Pilgrims arrived and put their hats on.
destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great
That no one watched.
liberation of America.
The Great Liberation of America? We did have a Revolutionary War. You do realize that, right? This asshole actually thinks just by like renaming things or using grandiose language, he actually changes reality. He actually believes that. And can I just say for the record that if you draw a blue line on a map, it does not magically create a river. Just for the people, in case you decide to try this at home.
But there still is much work to be done. Here
Yes, because you haven't done any work. You signed the Laken Riley Act, which was a bill that the Democrats had put forward with Republicans already. You just renamed it to get some of the other Republicans who were against it to vote for it because they couldn't do it once her name was on it. And that's the only bill you passed.
tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis
Oh, my God. I thought Ghislaine Maxwell was there.
Nungary from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and
Jesus Christ, man.
horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly.
Right. So I would like to say for the record, this is why they're hitting so much of this. It's also, you should understand that this parade of torment that they are doing with these unfortunate human beings who've lost their family members is to push back not on what you and I think about this or that he's just bullshitting his way through this. Like we're not going to be moved by his bullshit numbers or any of that stuff as much as we might feel for the victims in these circumstances. He's doing this because the maggots, the Republicans, are very upset that more isn't happening. They were expecting millions of people to be rounded up, and it ain't happening. It's tens of thousands, but we've seen that before. There's nothing fucking special about any of it.
Alexis,
thanks, Anonymous.
I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved...
But sorry, you signed an executive order that what? Why do you need an executive order for this particular instance when you just direct your people to do stuff? And I think I'll tell you why. Is because he's just signing pages of Project 2025 and he's trying to make it look official instead of just being the president and going, I've directed my people to do this and we report and we work and all this kind of stuff. He's just signing pieces of paper and then taking a fucking nap. That's why.
Animals so much. He loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000
refuge,
an acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
Yikes. What's he get? It's a prop. He's just going to hold it up. Yeah, this is, get ready for this. It's gross. This poor woman.
Thank you very much. All 3 savage
Just using these people. So fucking gross.
charged with Jocelyn and Laken's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world.
MS-13? Wasn't it MS-13? Weren't we always hearing that MS-13? He's going to say Tren de Aragua because, yeah.
Known as Tren de Aragua.
Oh, sure. Trendy Aragua. They're very different. They're just like Trendy Aragua, except they have like hip hairdos and better clothes. Hi, I'm with Trendy Aragua. Yo, we're all gonna after we're done trafficking fentanyl into the United States, me and my buddies in Trendy Aragua, we're all gonna go down to Hot Topic at the mall. Fucking Trendy Aragua.
2 weeks ago, I
dickhead.
officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
Right. So, and by the way, they think this is macho as shit, but what it means is he gets to actually bomb Mexico. It means that like to fight terrorism, you can now create you can now, I guess, bomb a country. And if they're harboring these terrorist organizations, they can't say shit if you want to bomb them. So anything we've done to the Houthis in the past, or the fucking, I guess the like ISIS or Al Qaeda, we can now do that in Mexico. So get ready, kids. So much for peace and whatever, and no wars, no new wars.
They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them.
Right. It also means that you're granting yourself the legal ability to bomb Mexico. So I would like to say, for the record, everybody, that just get ready for that. That would be the big. That's if there's the rest of this is blather. If you're going to take away anything from this actual speech, this is the stuff that has legs. This is the stuff that's fucking dangerous and is going to give him the ability, at least he thinks legally, we'll see. Or if Mike Johnson gives him the ability to bomb Mexico. He stopped ISIS. Even though ISIS is who blew up Soleimani's funeral procession, who killed our troops when we were leaving Afghanistan. They're reconstituting themselves all over the Middle East and Africa, but they're over. Never mind.
Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening.
You mean you want him to stay? So that, I mean, I guess if you never leave, you can't come back. Sure.
Is a warrior on the front lines of that battle. Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
Awesome, I guess. Let me guess. Something terrible happened to him.
In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande,
And that guy is not here.
an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily
Well, it's no little St. James, but we'll deal with that later.
armed gunmen started shooting at them. Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the
It's hard to seek safety.
prints of that event, and it was not good.
Sorry, you saw what? Hold on. Run that by me again, dummy.
Seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent
You have the prints? Really? What, are they hanging in? Did you get them framed? You have some of the prints?
Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took, and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
Thanks. Oops. Oh, hold on. Where'd my background picture go?
Thank
Hold
you,
on.
Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border.
Oh,
He's a
that's funny.
Great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war on America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing. Five nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever.
Yeah, you take them. Every time we put them into jail here, they blow the place up or kill a bunch of people. How about you take them? You're going to open up Guantanamo and put these guys there? Knock yourself the fuck out. I'm sorry. Why are we showing her? Are they? Is she going to do to them what she's done to dogs in the past? Is that the idea?
We need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress.
Again, they can do whatever they want, but that's not going to stop opium deaths in the country. If you have demand, they're going to find it.
A detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest
Homeland?
deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders.
Okay, by the way, he's referencing Operation Wetback.
Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr.
No, it's going to be a bit.
Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And
Mr. Leader, Mr. Speaker.
let's get it to
When you say Speaker Johnson and Leader Thune, why? I mean, if you can't remember their names, you know, or you brain fart it, I understand.
me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it.
Why wouldn't they?
And as we
There's Chip Roy, by the way, who is concerned that his bill adds $340 billion to half of the budget, meaning the second half would probably add an equal amount, and that the House budget adds $4 trillion to the debt over the next 4 years.
reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns.
What are you going to do? Send gunslingers around? Hooray, law and order. The original episodes, not this fucking... Well, I mean, I like Criminal Intent. I'll give them a break on that one, but the rest, I can't. The first season, you know, Jerry Orbach. A resident alien is right. Classic.
In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous
Ceased. Ceased. As in stopped. Not seized, you fucking moron.
repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me.
Boo
My
fuckity who.
administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi.
Pam Bondi, everybody. She's going to have to do all the
So
work.
important.
We're not going to help
Gonna
her
do a
out.
Great job. Cash, thank
She
you.
hasn't done it yet, but she's
Thank
going to
you,
do a great
Cash.
job eventually, we think.
They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very
No, they
proud
haven't.
of them. We're also
Why?
once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect
Yeah, they never have. That's what makes them the bad guys, dummy.
it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice.
Also blather.
One year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer,
Great.
was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer
Jesus Christ.
Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
Also, since when do firemen and police officers, when they get gunned down, just go, well, you know, I mean, they kind of had it coming.
Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest, and we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats.
Do
You
they?
got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law. I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed.
We're not going to let, again, nobody, hold on.
Joining
Nobody-
us in the gallery.
Nobody lets them be killed. That's not the point at all. What a jackass. Hold on one second. I want to add something to this, and then I'll, let's see, transparent background. Yes. Download. Okay. Have to put this in pictures. Yeah, in here. Here we go. Why is this just play?
Tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Right on, DJ. And sorry. Just in terms of law and order, I figured we ought to have like a balancing out of this, if we care about law and order in this country, right?
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
So he survived all during the Biden administration, is what you're saying. Anyway, something about law and order.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Yeah, congratulations. You now get to take a bullet for Donald Trump. Wait a minute. I want to work for the average person. I don't want to end up having to, are you out of your fucking mind? Hold on. I need to, this is, he does realize this is lunacy, right? Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. As stunts go, it's a little embarrassing, but. That's really cute, but again.
Thank you, DJ. DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities.
Wait, yeah, because we've diagnosed it.
For our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget.
First of all, you do realize there's a Kennedy from Louisiana who's a complete jackass too. We don't just go by namesake. And again, there might be a Trump at some point that might be worth a shit. I'm not going to hold you against him. I might side-eye him at first to make sure.
Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example,
nothing makes a child stronger than lead in their water and no fluoride.
Not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong. 1 in 36. Think of that.
What?
So we're going to find out what
finding
it is,
it.
and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby. Good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you.
I could help you out. It ain't vaccines. How about that? Just cover you right there. It ain't vaccines. You can check that off the list and keep looking, dum-dum.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive
Yeah, no, they didn't do it. She socially transitioned, and they just didn't tell her parents because her parents were more than likely would have reacted the way they clearly did.
January and her husband, while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually, all without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All trans all the time.
Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
Yeah, it's super crucial. Just very important that we.
I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth. And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie. And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
And that we're all women because whatever your gender was, your sex was at conception, and all fertilized eggs start as female, so we're all female now. So that really simplifies everything. I appreciate that.
Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it.
Yeah, it's almost like it was never there.
Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we?
Don't we?
Don't we feel better?
Yeah, we feel so much better. I mean, eggs are still expensive, but we feel so much better.
Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations.
He's already starting to fade, by the way. You could tell. Trump's already fading. Sorry, I'm working on something on the side.
He's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services. What a difference. And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had.
Too many people.
What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much.
They're also not being rejected because they've been for being in having racist tattoos or shit like that anymore. That's also a big factor. Like they don't have to fear joining that they might actually be discovered as a racist. It's like sort of a Nazi don't ask, don't tell policy now.
Much great job. Thank you.
Great job. Super great job.
We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the
Also, I don't know what this fucking parade is. Like, this is, I guess he's just using these folks as human shields. That's just the simplest explanation I can come up with. That's what I think.
uniform. Jason
You can boo him, but you can't boo these people because it's like a guarantee to make sure that people can't boo what he's talking about because you're not booing me, you're booing this person that I brought.
tragically lost his dad, who was
Right.
also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason
His dad was just a boy?
is a senior in high school, a six-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
Well, I don't think there'll be a problem there. He'll probably be able to get in now that Joe Biden isn't in there. Seriously, are we supposed to think that Democrats would have booed this kid, or they don't support kids in his situation going to West Point if they want to? Is that what we're supposed to believe?
And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? If he's got a 4.4 GPA, like, of course he's going to get accepted. Why is this a shock? I mean, again, this is like, we made this kid an honorary Secret Service. This kid's going into the military. It's a recruitment thing. So fucking weird. He's basically using these people as human shields. That's what this is. This is just, he's covering for his, like, hey, egg prices aren't down. What are you doing? Gonna boo this kid? He just got into West Point.
Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
Protect us from what? Canadian rockets?
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do.
Yeah, we're going back to Star Wars, which was a big fucking boondoggle and a waste of fucking money. Again, how are you going to cut trillions out of the fucking budget and balance it if you're going to build a fucking golden dome? What are you talking about?
Long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places
Do we?
they have it. Israel has it. Other places.
No, Israel has it against short-range rockets, unguided rockets made out of water pipes by Hamas. It's not the same thing. This is not missile defense. This is not fucking missile command, dummy. This isn't about knocking intercontinental ballistic missiles out of the fucking sky as they re-enter the atmosphere, dummy.
Have it, and the United States should have it too, right, Tim? Right?
No, not right. Why the fuck would we need it? What are you talking about? Why would we have to cover the entire United States in an anti-rocket dome, dummy?
They should have it too. So I want to thank you, but it's a very, very important. This is a
It's really expensive too. Yeah. I mean, but hey, we're not going to waste all this stupid taxpayer money on the military industrial complex. We're going to cut defense.
Very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding.
Uh-oh. Pete's starting to yawn. He's hiding his yawn. He's doing one of these. That's what that was. I made myself really yawn doing it.
And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact to further enhance our national security.
Oh my God. He's just trying to move like fucking business partners into the White House. What are they going to do? Build fucking cruise ships? Because that's what he's talking about. Florida. This is about cruise ships in Florida. Giving them a giant fucking... Oh, I'm giving the thumbs up again. Giving the, a tax break to cruise ship builders who do business in Florida.
My administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
Have we? We've already started reclaiming the Panama Canal? Really? Are you announcing that? What did we do? We sent troops down there? Are they on their way?
Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals.
Yeah, just canals in general. Yeah, there's the Panama Canal. There's the Banana Canal. There's the Guadalajara Canal. The Hopalong Canal.
Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others.
No, for everybody. It wasn't just a path for American ships, stupid. It was also, by the way, so countries could bring us goods so that we didn't have to make them here.
But others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal.
Yeah, from malaria. They weren't like getting like darts shot at them from the Jovitos. Poison is fresh. 3 days. They're following us.
They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice...
This is sad. Jim, you've got malaria, but it's the rattlesnake in your leg that I'm really concerned about.
...to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die.
Who's they? You mean America? That doesn't sound like a good story.
The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it
It's not in our country, but okay.
to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China.
Well, then I guess we didn't give it to them for $1. We leased it to them for $1 or some shit like that, as long as we got to use it and everybody else did, and it was kind of helpful or whatever. And then if they violated the agreement, then they clearly didn't get it for $1.
We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
By force, I'm sure. But no new wars.
And we have Marco.
It will also bring back the price of eggs, because one of the things that's driving up the price of eggs right now is carrying eggs from the west coast of the United States to the east coast via the Panama Canal.
Rubio.
Why just ship them across the country in trucks in a couple of days or on trains when you can declare war on a South American country?
George, good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100
He's not so far, but
votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you.
yeah, they're counting on him to rein you in.
Thank you.
I have to agree with you, Al. He started a tariff war with Canada and Mexico. That's true. I mean, it's another war.
He's doing a great job. Great job. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even...
Why? Oh, because of Russia, who's our best friend. What? Why would we need Greenland except to push back against Russia? Unless we're going to be invaded by Norway and they were going to stage there, or Denmark?
International security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And
Sorry, what are we going to do? International world security against who? Spectre?
we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
No, you're not. You're going to get it.
We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very
Yeah, we'll send you snowplows.
small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism.
That's right. And Greenland has always been on Islam's list. There's nothing desert cultures like more than snow.
3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey
In Greenland?
Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in
Or that they did at all.
the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Sure. What are you going to do? Make him a Secret Service agent too? Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was.
And how'd that work out for him? 800,000 dead later.
Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances.
They did nothing but cry with happiness. So you called him up, you made him cry, but they were tears of joy.
Child, brother, sister, son, daughter, was
Mother, uncle, grandparents, Second cousin twice removed.
Killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords.
Yes, the greatest peace deal between countries that weren't at war ever written.
And now we're going to build on that foundation to
We're going to sign up Spain and Italy. They're going to finally stop killing each other after all these years, and eventually England and Finland are next. They're going to stop. We're going to get a peace deal between them finally in the true history of Abraham.
create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much.
Yeah, a lot. I think you're right. There's been a lot going on. Obviously, guys, there's a lot on your plate. Having to broom all the Palestinians out of Gaza and the West Bank will obviously eat up a lot of bandwidth.
With everything going on with Ukraine
Also, is the guy in the cowboy hat dead, or did he just pass out, or is he on his phone, or did somebody hang their hat on somebody else?
and Russia, but a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually.
Yes, I mean, that's the thing about the world we live in.
A lot of very bad things are happening in Nicaragua.
I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians
You seem a little tired
have been needlessly killed or wounded
because Russia invaded,
in this horrific and brutal conflict.
that Russia started.
No end in sight.
What? No end in sight? Fuck you talking about? I thought, didn't you say 24 hours from when you were actually voted in? Like on election night, you said you were going to do it.
The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support.
No, we spent it here, and then we sent gear over there, but we spent it here.
Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything.
With no anything. With no anything. Look at this. The Democrats finally applauded something, and look at this. Shooting. Why are you guys applauding now? Because I can't see who the audience is, so it just sounds like everybody's clapping for defending Ukraine. That's awesome. It's been well over 24 hours, and for some fucking reason,
Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes. $2,000 people are being killed every single week. More
what are you talking about? It's almost 2,000 a night, dipshit.
than that.
Yeah, we know. We've been paying attention.
They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not American.
And medium-aged people and old people. And some people are, while they feel relatively young at heart, they're older. And some older people are actually quite spry.
But I want it to stop.
Well, then tell Russia to fuck off.
Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying
No, they haven't.
Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent...
Sorry, they took candy from us and we're the baby in this situation? Or we spent that and it was by kicking Russia's ass and we're getting it on the cheap, I guess.
$100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us.
Yeah, screw the Jews in World War II. We didn't need to get involved in that stuff. That was way over there. Let Schindler handle it.
And they don't. but we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening.
No, they aren't. Nothing good is happening.
Biden has
Hold on. You shit the bed, dummy.
He thinks
None
I
of
made it
this.
up.
Unbelievable.
authorized more
I
money
know.
in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received
Nobody's equal to us. Our military is literally 6 times the next, 7 combined.
an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's
That's just Pete Hegseth clapping by himself.
strong leadership to get
Just-
a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you.
Yeah, is that what it says? Well, I guess unless it was last Friday when he was actually here. So, hey, maybe I got a great idea. Why don't you go there? Here's a good idea. If they're ready to sign at any time now, get on a fucking plane. I mean, this speech is just blather. I'm sure Air Force One is fueled and ready to go, and you've always got Epstein's plane in case it isn't. Fly over there.
I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously,
A little while ago.
we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't
Oh, yeah? A strong signal? Like what? What would be the strong signal? He trimmed his cuticles and lubed up his hand before he shoved it up your ass?
that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
It'd be great. Now, what would be the strong signals? Does anybody think they actually they exist at all? What would be the strong signals? Because obviously the Ukrainians, there was some sort of deal about the mineral rights and all that kind of stuff, which is what had been negotiated. What has Russia said in this war that they started that never would have happened and that you were going to end in 24 hours and you already knew what you were going to say? This is all bullshit, by the way. This is all total bullshit. We're a Ukrainian type. Nicely done.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
It'd be great. What were the strong signals you got from Russia? That they'll settle for half the fucking country and Zelensky's head on a pike and the Russian legal system being the standard throughout Eastern Europe? What was the signal? We've got the pee-pee tape. Was that it? Look at that little...
It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing.
Yeah, Russia, get the fuck out. Super easy. Be over right now. Like, as soon as you guys could pack your shit and get the fuck out. Be over like that. Get out. Get the fuck out. 91 borders, get the fuck out. How about that? Why is that hard? Why is that hard for the American president? I would argue that Biden could have gone harder on this. If I'd have been in office, this is what I said. 91 borders, get the fuck out. We will guarantee that Russian speakers aren't tormented or thrown in fucking gulags. Get the fuck out. You already agreed on these borders 7 fucking times. And if you can't live up to those standards in the 7 times you signed on to the 91 borders and you can't get the fuck out, then we don't trust you on any other. You can't sign any contracts with fucking anybody. You can't use US dollars. You can't be in the SWIFT system. You can't work with Europe. We will tariff and punish European countries that do business with you because none of your contracts have any fucking meaning. And so you can't insure them with American companies. You can't trade them on the US stock market. How about that? Get the fuck out.
It's time to end this senseless war.
Okay, and he also wants a round of applause so these dickheads can clap. Meaningless.
You want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration.
What's rough? Saying penal? Or the fact that he was over there for the same thing that Brittany Griner was, but they kept him for leverage because he's white?
Barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
And all it took was a fifth of Ukraine's territory and all the mineral rights on that land and the natural gas leases all around Crimea. That's all it cost to get him out. That's what Trump's giving away for it. And by the way, she's 95. She can remain seated. Mark, let her sit down. She's 95. She doesn't have to get up. Sit the fuck down. Sit down. Let her sit down. Stop dragging her. Let go. Yes, this is a guy that Russia imprisoned for the better part of a decade because they're the good guys. Trump's buddy had him in fucking jail. By the way, all during Trump. Wait, hold on. Yeah, when was Mark Fogel arrested? He's only, I see. He was only arrested in 2021, so he's only been there. Hold on. Yeah. He was arrested in August 2021 for trying to enter with 17 grams of medical cannabis. And he was sentenced to 14 years. Okay, so he wasn't there for 14 years. He was... They've been negotiating ever since 2021 to get him out. Right. Yeah, don't take pot into Russia.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot.
I think it slipped your mind for a while and think...
10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people.
No, in a couple hundred behind you. He aimed it at you. There were only... He didn't fire on the crowd there.
My life was saved by a fraction of an inch.
Yes, God was really pissed at... There was one too many firefighters in the world, and he was just... We got to get rid of this guy, so...
But some were not so lucky.
What's this lip-biting shit right here? I don't like talking about this. Sorry, I don't have to bring this up. They put it in the speech, but...
Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound.
Was it?
Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters, and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs.
Yes, and apparently God wanted you to survive, and it was just majestic, and it was the hand of God. You could see the hand of God and everything. Of course, the hand of God was obviously too busy to save him. Is I guess the unwritten part of the story.
Two others, very
the
fine
understood
people,
part
were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of two great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their two beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
What is this? What is that? What is this like? Why do a bunch of Republicans clap like primates in a zoo? What is this?
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his
Fuck you, dude.
three beautiful ladies right now.
Yeah, it'd be better if he was alive.
And he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on.
Jesus Christ. Just, Trump doesn't believe any of this shit.
Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny
Oy.
was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true
Therefore, I'm going to name a military base after him or
American
something.
patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that.
Apparently, America can't be great again, though, if Corey's alive. I guess that's what we're... Fuck me. It's so gross. I mean, for real, like, why in the ever-loving shit would you say that to somebody whose family member didn't make it?
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware,
From the sands of Iwo Jima to the great sponge migration of 1964.
to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds.
Yes, it's all the odds. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think. We defy the odds.
Americans have always been the people who defied all arts.
All arts. All arts? All art. Yes, we defy art in general. Absolutely. Look, dogs playing poker, hilarious. I don't care what the fuck you say. I may not know odds, but I know what I like.
Transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did
This is the part where we're supposed to...
whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom.
Yes. It's, or our ability to eat a fucking snow cone at a rally, hearing the same anti-immigrant bullshit we've heard before.
And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people.
Well, I mean, obviously, this was written before the welcome that you didn't receive.
Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation
As opposed to,
that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country.
thanks, man. Really well done. Well, just fabulous. You know what? It's not lost on me that JD Vance is like trying to will himself out of the building right now. It's like, if I just focus, I'll just evaporate and I'll reappear someplace else. But and I'm sorry, I interrupted the flow of. Shouldn't we be playing like yeah, here it is.
Because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil.
From the rocket soil? Wait, huh? Say, I acted too fast. Hold on.
To the unknown wilderness and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil.
From the rock and soil. Okay. We carved it out of the rock and the soil.
Of a perilous and very dangerous frontier.
That's right. It was a very perilous and dangerous frontier. I mean, this is, I think, and thanks to RFK Jr., it's getting more perilous by the day. Just nothing you can do about it. All right.
They chased our destiny across a boundless continent.
And it kept running, and its skirt, but you know it really wanted it, and it would turn around, look over its shoulder at us, and you're like, oh shit, I'm almost got it.
They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world.
They did what to the highways?
American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam.
Yes, both great at holding back water.
And the towering Golden Gate Bridge.
Yes, in San Francisco. Fantastic, classic city. Wonderful, love the place. Anyways, you were saying about San Francisco.
They lit the world with electricity.
Did they? And in some cases, shocked people to death.
Broke free of the force of gravity.
Yeah, something you have yet to do.
Fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world.
And Gary also vanquished Gary, that fucker. You know what I mean? Like, we're always like, I don't know if America can do it, but that fucking Gary, am I right?
And gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and
they were sculptured. Okay, sure. They gave us modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. And wood, often, sometimes whittled. Sculptured. They were sculptured.
And on the shoulders of these pioneers who won.
Yes, and it's hurting their lower back. I'm just saying, you fat bastard.
And built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities.
That sounds kind of gross. Ugh. The workers poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. You know, I may not know poetry, but I know what I hate.
These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for.
Yes, they stormed the ramparts. They took over the airports. They did everything they had to do.
Our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America.
Yes, finally, we will rise up against the bureaucracy and the deep state. And all of us will be able to, no one will go to jail for saying cocksucker in a comedy club like they did in the 60s ever again. Finally, we will all be free to be you and me.
Its destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country.
Yes, make America horny again. That's my motto. Here we go.
This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher.
Higher, higher.
And we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth.
Do we all have to wear leather ball gags and that kind of stuff? Because it sounds like it. It sounds like we all have to dress like the Gimp in Pulp Fiction.
We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world.
Well, you know, within reason. If obviously if you eat a lot of fast food and treat your body like shit, you're going to turn a weird shade of orange as your hair falls out. But everybody else, you're going to be fine.
We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science
and computers, where we can have apps that will be triggered anytime we look at porn, so that our older stepson, who's too old to be adopted, that we adopted, can notice whenever we're looking at porn, and we can look across the table at each other at dinner and go.
And we're going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars. And
good luck, buddy. We'll meet you there. You tell you what, you go ahead and let us know what happens when you get there. That's we have a lot of hope for your adventurous spirit. It's going to happen. I'm sorry, I'm overusing the, it seems to fit the theme of the night, though.
Even far beyond.
Even far beyond. Yeah, Mars is just the start. Fuck you, Pluto. We're going to make you a planet again. Make Pluto a planet again. I love how he's getting a standing ovation for planting the flag on Mars. People have just hung out as long as they can. They're just like, I gotta take a piss.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and
oh my God, he's so trying to be Obama. Stop it. You're never going to be Obama. You're not cool. You're never going to be cool. You have a bunch of dweebs convinced you're a cult leader, but you got the same dipshit hairdo that all of these televangelist assholes have. Jim Jones looked like you, just with dark hair and sunglasses. Nobody's buying it, asshole.
We will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve.
Derp, derp. Easy. Someone might slip their penis into your hand, and then where will you be? They don't even have your Venmo. The last time I saw her arm make that gesture was in the audience of Beetlejuice. Obviously, it wasn't above her head. Can I just say, for the record, that as gross as her shit was at the Beetlejuice show, the worst thing she did was shit talk the staff, give them the finger, and then lie when they mentioned that she gave them the finger after she got kicked out for she and her date groping each other. She gave them the finger, and then she said she didn't, and it's on fucking film. And she lied about the people just working there because she felt like she was in a position of power in the government and she could tell them to fuck off. I think they're yelling fart. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's what they're saying, right? Fart, 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 fart. That's what I'm fairly certain. Okay. Fart, 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 right.
My fellow Americans, get ready.
Get ready, because here it comes.
For an incredible future, because the golden age of America has only just begun.
It's only just begun. Wouldn't it be the platinum era? We've been through the golden age. Even like Silver Age Marvel Comics was like the 70s, for fuck's sake.
Will be like nothing that has ever been seen before.
Yeah, but that's true of everything in the modern era. You could say the same thing when the mimeograph came out. You will see kids taking home papers that are printed like no one's ever seen before. Sorry, I was getting a little too Bobert on that hand gesture.
Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
God bless. Thank God it's over. Look at the Democrats. Out. Bye. So they're all going to get up and clear out before he can go. So he has to leave the building through a half-empty house. That's great. Look at that. Fucking cleared out. Obviously well coordinated. Good job, Democrats. And she notices, and he's not even looking. He's staring over on the right. Oh, and he farted again. You can always tell when he moves his jacket. It happens every time. If you ever, just so you know, if you ever see Trump adjust his jacket, that's what he does. Jesus Christ. They even the people behind the Supreme Court, behind the SCOTUS and the generals have left. And he's so upset too. He's like, they left. They walked out. And I don't even have, I don't get to dunk on them on my way out. Half the chamber's empty. And I got to realize that 75 million people voted against me. There you go. Hot mic. Hot mic. Nothing. Look at that. Walking out past, like.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Great honor.
Thanks. Great job. Great job sitting there in your uniform. It's a great honor for you guys to stay here. Look at the room fucking half empty behind him. Get this place going all right. Sorry, you do realize they're not in your cabinet. That's
Thank you. It's a great honor. Thank you.
Good luck attacking Panama.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for staying, even though you have to.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'll just wait here until some people that like me get in the aisle.
Thank you. I see you teaching young people to love America. Well, I'm trying to. Great night. Thank you. That's your favorite. Thank you.
Did he just slap Brett Kavanaugh's hand? What the fuck was that? What do you think you are, a Catholic nun? Watch that again real quick.
That's your favorite.
It's like, that was loud. What's wrong with you?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Howard. Thank you again. Thank you again. Won't forget.
So good. That's good. So good, sir.
Thank you.
Terrific, Mr. Really.
There's the fucking lug nuts sucking up to him.
It's really outstanding. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good job.
Besant. Great job. The whole thing about not mentioning the tariffs at all. Excellent.
Job, Mr. President. Thanks.
Thank you.
Great.
Oh, fuck off, Chip Roy. He hates your guts right now, dummy. Look at this. Look at this. He leans in to get. Oh, this is so fucking good. Watch this.
Great job, Mr. President. Thanks. Great.
Oh, look who's waiting.
Thanks again, Mr. President.
Mr. President, one of your best speeches. That's not saying a lot.
Mr. President, thanks for the phone call last night, too.
Absolutely. You know that. Thank you.
Give me my hand back. You gotta stop this fucking tariff shit. And by the way, I'm only 6'3".
I'll do it. Just give me the information.
I'm not going to give you, sorry.
Thank you, everybody. Great speeches. Thank you.
Best speech ever.
Did you ever, best speech ever. It was awesome. Best speech. It's like one of your best speeches. You know, like when Biden or Obama's leaving, they're having actual conversations, and the rest of this, like all Trump gets is this volley of suck ups.
Yes.
You saw my program.
President Roger Williams, thanks for the call.
I love Roger Williams.
Thank you.
You don't have to introduce yourself.
Thank you, sir. Mr. President.
I know you better than you do, Roger.
Thank you so much.
I know you better than you do. I know you better than you. Ugh.
Great baseball.
America
Good
is-
job. Great job you're doing.
America's.
Great job being a great at baseball or something.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Pennsylvania anytime, sir.
They stood for.
Thank you all.
They stood for another country, not our country. That was phenomenal, sir.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
That was fantastic, sir. That was
Thank you very much.
quick selfie. President.
Good job, Mr. President.
Nope. Stiffed after you sucked up and you can't even get a selfie. Such a good speech. And there's Ronnie Jackson behind him because he's got to give him his Adderall suppository and then I guess his downers so he can go to sleep. What? How long do you think before we find out they have to knock him out with Ambien? How long? I say June. June's my window.
Oh, good. How you doing? All right?
Did you get a chance to shake his hand earlier? Do you want me to get a picture of you shaking his hand or anything? You're good.
Thank you.
Okay, whatever. At this point, who gives a shit? Thank you guys for sticking around late. I appreciate you being here. I know you guys are going to go to watch everybody's breakdown of it, and I appreciate you sharing this time with me. I will see you guys tomorrow at a regular time for Hal Sparks Mornings Mega Worldwide. Philip Ittner and I think the Major will be with us. Is that the case, Andrea, tomorrow? I hope so. And at no point will I be using any people who have lost family members or been injured or lost limbs or suffered traumatic brain injury as props in my speeches in my life. Just count on it. Not going to do it. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and then our regular show in the afternoon. So take care of yourselves and take care of somebody else. And I have to play my own music. I feel like I should play on this one. America is truly a country in recline. We are laying back with our feet up. It is the olden age of America, back when we did not have to have women in women's sports, and they were only men's sports. And well before Title IX, there was Title 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, last off, which will get us to Mars. And also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are a country in recline. And even still, with a hand mirror between two of my toes, I could not see my balls with a microscope, bouncing the reflection off of it. Not that I'd want to or anyone would want to, but we, ladies and gentlemen, no, we are a nation in decline. So sad, so long, goodbye. Night Substack. Good night, Instagram. See you guys tomorrow. See you, Twitch. What's up, Twitch people? Oh, I should probably put the emote screen up on here. Hold on, I'm gonna do this while I'm sitting here, because we gotta throw some emotes around. There we go. We'll do this. Add that. Let me stretch it out. Let's see some emotes. There we go. Looking good. Looking real good. Now we'll do the same thing on the Insta image. Give me 1 second. I'm still rebuilding the setup from this thing. There we go. All I do is drag this out, move it over here. Beautiful. Look at you guys. Fire them up, baby. Throw them around. And thank you guys for the super chats tonight. I did not mean to leverage his no tips thing, but I'm going to. Screw it. It's the only time I'm ever going to get mine in this ridiculousness. Yes, much love. Major tomorrow and Philip, excellent. And the Major's running for office, and we're going to need him more than ever. Subscribe, share the show, etc., etc., etc. All right, I'm out. Now the credits are rolling.